The wife of the Sutherland Springs church shooter speaks out for the first time.
A lot of people are like, oh, we're glad he's dead. You know, he did an awful thing and burned in hell. But then they're not the ones that truly loved him, like his family did.
Sick leave and firefighter proposals could shake up Bexar County's November election results. And the trial continues for a San Antonio car shop owner accused of killing his business associate.
Flores actually was probably dead by the time he hit the floor.
I'm Chance Storlin with your Express Briefing for Monday, August 13th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts. And get each day's top news and sports headlines delivered to your inbox at expressnews.com/newsletters. After being tied to her bed with rope, handcuffs, and duct tape on the morning of Sunday, November 5th, 2017, Danielle Kelly says she could do nothing to stop her husband, Devin Kelly, from committing the Sutherland Springs church massacre that left 26 people dead and 20 others wounded. In a series of interviews with the San Antonio Express News, for the first time, 23-year-old Danielle Kelly describes her life with her husband, including what he said during a phone call placed after the most deadly mass shooting in Texas history. The following is edited audio from some of those conversations.
He called us, after everything, and then he said he was shot, and then there's blood everywhere, and then he's trying to make it back home. But when I asked him how far away, he said he was 45 minutes away, and he wasn't going to make it back home. So he just kept saying how sorry he was. At that point, we were just trying to comprehend everything. We still were just in shock about everything, and then he just kept saying how he loved us. The true Devin would have never hurt anybody, because he loved children. He loved my kids, our kids. He would never do anything to hurt them.
Read more of Danielle Kelly's version of events, including videos of her interviews, at expressnews.com. On Thursday, the San Antonio City Council could approve 2 hot-button ballot items that could shake up the November election. In addition to mandatory paid sick leave and 3 charter amendments that include a proposal making it easier to repeal city ordinances, also at stake is the collateral impact those proposals would have on the rest of San Antonio's and Bexar County's November elections, possibly swaying narrow races by turning out thousands of new voters in a county key to Democrats' hopes of making statewide gains. The possible ballot initiatives also come at a time when several factors already point to a chaotic November in Alamo City, with San Antonio having gained more residents than any other U.S. city from July 2016 to July 2017. While Democrats see a rare opportunity with this midterm cycle to flip statewide seats, they'll likely need to generate massive turnout in Bexar County, Texas's second most populous swing county and the largest source of non-voting Latinos. And following a not guilty plea, a San Antonio car shop owner faces 5 to 99 years or life in prison if convicted of killing his business associate in 2015. Here's San Antonio Express News courts reporter Elizabeth Zavala on today's episode of The Docket, our weekly podcast covering law and crime in San Antonio and Bexar County.
This murder trial began last week, and this morning testimony resumes in the murder trial of David James Gomez. He's accused of killing his business partner, Isaiah Flores. The 2 men allegedly fought at a car repair shop that was owned by Gomez on April 7th, 2015. And Gomez, who's 49 years old, was not arrested until last November, more than 2 years after Flores died from a gunshot wound to the torso. And, you could kind of see from one interview that happened right after the incident and then after his arrest in November, There was a little more information that was different than what he had initially said to authorities. And even though this was deemed a justified shooting by the original detective, they looked at it again, and the DA's office felt like they had enough to come back with an indictment, and police were right there with them because apparently the stories began to change. So it'll be interesting to see what the jury says as to whether or not this is indeed a self-defense case.
Hear more of my conversation on today's episode of the Docket Podcast with Express News Courts reporter Elizabeth Zavala in Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, and expressnews.com/podcasts. And that's your daily San Antonio Express News briefing for Monday, August 13th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts. I'm Chance Dorland.